Are you over 30 and single? Now you can find love and companionship right here on the telephone with the Romance Hotline. Just call 1-900-909-8000 and listen to recorded messages from exciting, sincere singles. If you're looking for romance, you'll find it here on the Romance Hotline.
The Romance Hotline, 1-900-909-8000. $2 first minute, 45 cents additional minutes.
For adults over 30 only, please.
Valentine gifts, all of them, are at Genevieve's. But that's not all. This circular offers over 100 Valentine gifts and other products you use every day, all on sale. Genevieve's film, electric razors, watches, colognes, fragrances, cosmetics, vitamins, health and beauty aids, all of them at spectacular savings. So come to Genevieve's, save big dollars. Genevieve's, a real drugstore and your Valentine store.
In 1 year in the United States, there are about 500,000 divorces. There's about 1 million men and women who look for lifelong happiness with each other admit that they had not found it. It means many thousands of children who need the security of a home and parents lose it. It means that for every 4 couples who get married, 1 is divorced. It means that with every passing year, more American marriages face the probability of failure. Perhaps it means that the basic reasons for these divorces preceded the marriages. Why did this charming couple wind up in court? Why did it have to happen this way for them? Whose fault was it? What was wrong? Was it bad luck? Was it fate? For before they became bride and groom, these two were in love.
Did you ever see such a day, Ken? Grandma used to say it's so healthy around here they had to shoot a man to start a graveyard. They say Johnny Appleseed went by this way.
Winnie, you've opened up a whole new world for me.
Oh, Ken, the ring. You squeezed so hard. Isn't it rich looking and unusual?
And inexpensive, too.
Ken, I can hardly wait until September to get away. It'll be such fun to be together all the time, and we'll be so close to everything in New York. Art shows and foreign films, and, well, I'll even see the ocean for the first time. Ken, do you leave your razor blades lying around?
Don't be a Philistine, Winnie.
Well, it's a lucky thing Fran found us a 2.5 off campus. But what'll we put in it?
Well, that little Picasso sketch I picked up, that goes in the living room. It's a masterpiece.
And the Bendix?
You take care of the homemaking. I'll look after the books and records.
No male supremacy now, Professor. It doesn't go with your salary. Ken, do you like babies?
Sure.
Your own?
I hadn't thought of it.
Are you insured, Ken?
No. Why?
Well, we know so awfully little about one another, don't we?
Wouldn't it be nice if we could just wander up a road like this with never a care?
Oh, yes, darling, but someday we've got to stop and think things out.
Sure, but I'm awful hungry right now.
Well, come on.
A man chases a woman until she catches him.
Oh, Ken, isn't this heaven? Ken, let's not think too far ahead yet. Let's just fill every second with minutes. Nothing's changed, has it, Ken?
Of course not, Angel.
I'm still a mystery to you.
As mysterious as life itself.
I wanted to stay this way forever and ever.
The earth and the grass hold grand international confabulation with the sun, while man, the stumbler and finder, goes on.
But, Ken, that's beautiful. You're a great writer.
A teacher of great writing, Winnie. That was your most famous poet.
Sandberg, I know. But, Ken, you're going to be greater than he. You're going to be one of the most famous novelists in America.
If I ever get the novel written.
What do you mean, if? Of course you will.
That depends on how easy you are to catch with a typewriter.
I never run away from you. Not really.
Sometimes you do. I think I've caught the way you talk or feel, but when I try to put the words on paper, they don't ring true. I realize that I don't know you well enough to recreate you.
You will, Ken. I have all the faith in the world in you.
Winnie, do you always have to pick things?
Why not? You see a flower and you think of Sandberg or Whitman. I see a flower and I want to wear it in my hair or put it in a vase.
Nature was kind to your face, Winnie.
Oh, I like compliments.
I wish you'd take off that powder, though.
And show my freckles.
Well, they're yours, aren't they?
Don't the girls in New Orleans have freckles?
No, they stay out of the sun.
Well, I didn't. I used to tumble around and climb fences and... You want to see the scars on my knees?
You're such a faker.
Same as you. Ken, am I fun to be with? Oh, Ken, I like your laugh. You laugh with your eyes.
You know, when you're 100, I'll be 105.
I want to die before you do, Ken.
Blue eyes say, love me or I die. Brown eyes say, love me or I kill you.
Oh, Mr. Instructor, if your students could only see you now.
Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day isn't very far away. And Hallmark Valentines give you so many ways to express your love, to show how much you care. Remember your special Valentine with a card from Hallmark.
Valentine's Day.
Hallmark, when you care enough to send the very best.
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
Do we get the credit? The wedding's tomorrow.
Well, let's ask the credit department.
Get the credit! For the Lions! Get him out of here!
Now, who can we turn to?
Whoa! Climb aboard! Onward to the Diamond Center! Don't you get thrown to the Lions. Get thumbs up on your credit from the Diamond Center. Call 568-8171. 568-8171.
A lot of people say that I got a raw deal. But today, I feel like the luckiest host on the face of the earth. So let's meet the ladies, shall we?
Welcome, ladies.
Glad to have you here. Just smell that fresh spring air, isn't it great? Let me introduce you right here to the crowd here. Right next to me is Vicki Voigt. She's a 23-year-old printing sales rep. Give her a big round. And next to her is Gina Jack. She's a 27-year-old purchasing agent. Give her a big hand. And way down at the end of the couch is Tiffany Jones. She's a 21-year-old computer science student. Welcome, Tiffany. All right, Tiffany. Ladies, we reviewed your stats, and that's why you're here today. You're all very strong prospects if your arms hold out for the year. Tiffany, What are you looking for in a guy? What kind of guy is the perfect guy for you?
About 6 foot tall, short brown hair, blue eyes, with a big, bad streak.
Okay. Gina, how about you?
Tall, dark, and handsome, energetic, romantic, and you must love his mother.
Okay. How about you, Vicky?
I want him tall, dark, and wild.
How wild?
Real wild.
Real wild?
Real wild.
All right. Well, let's meet our two studs. Let's bring them out. Chris and Dennis, come on out. Dennis, good to see you. Have a seat, guys. All right. Right next to me is Chris Taylor. He's a 28-year-old person, 6 foot tall, 175 pounds, batting throws right-handed, and he's a health and beauty aid salesman. Give him a hand. There you go. And next to him, our stud from Atlanta is Dennis McDavid. He's a 24-year-old guy, 5'10", 170 pounds, throws right, is a switch hitter, which has been good in the minor league system here, and he's an irrigation specialist. Give him a hand. All right, guys. Now, a couple of months ago, we were out in Minneapolis and Atlanta. We found you guys. You're the two biggest studs of your two cities, so we are now going to replay the 7th game of the World Series. You guys up for it?
Let's do it.
All right. Chris, we're going to start with you. What's your best physical feature, Chris? What do you think?
I would say probably my voice, actually.
Yeah? We asked the ladies what they thought of your looks, Chris, when they first saw you there, okay? And here's what they told us. One of them said, that big, beautiful body was calling out my name. Second lady said, hey, this guy's got eyes just like Marty Feldman. And the third lady said, hail, Chris, God of the bedroom. You tell me who said what, Chris, and we'll throw out the first heart.
Okay, that big, beautiful body was calling out my name, Vicky.
There you go! Why'd you mean that? What'd you mean, Vicky?
Well, he had a big, beautiful body.
Yeah? Where'd you first see him?
In a parking lot at Denny's.
Oh, really? Always a good backdrop for a guy at Denny's parking lot. You don't want to... Yeah. Okay. Could you tell she was grooving on you at that point, Chris?
Oh, yeah, I was a bit smitten, striking.
Sure.
No complaints.
Striking. Okay. All right, well, you get to go again there. Say this guy's got eyes just like Marty Feldman, or hail, Chris, God of the bedroom.
I would say, hail, Chris, God of the bedroom, would be Gina.
Yeah.
He bunts for a hit. There you go. You first meet the guy, and that's what you're thinking, Gina?
Boom.
Why?
Right away. Greek God sent from heaven just for me. Look at him. He's gorgeous.
Uh-huh. You ever dated anybody from Minneapolis before?
No, I haven't.
Uh-huh. They nice people up there, you think?
Great.
Based on Chris? Okay. All right, Dennis, our stud from Atlanta. How you doing? Good. How would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, Dennis?
I say maybe a 6 or 7 when I get up in the morning. Going to lunchtime, maybe moving up a notch, have a couple beers. As we go along.
All right, we asked the ladies what they thought of your looks, Dennis, just kind of in general on the big 24-hour military clock. And here's what they told us. One lady said, one look, and I was his love slave for the night. Second lady said his butt looked like he had 2 weenies stuffed down his pants. And the third lady said, all aboard the mustache of love.
One look, and I was his love slave for the night. Vicky?
Oh. What'd you say, Vicky?
Oh, God. Oh, the mustache of love.
All aboard the mustache of love?
I want to be tickled.
Where are you tickling?
Everywhere.
Really? How'd you tickle her, Dennis?
And always, I hope.
Okay. All right, who thought one look and I was his love slave for the night? Who actually said that?
I did.
Tiffany! What did you mean by that?
He just had really nice eyes, and I just kind of melted.
What is it about him that just instantly galvanized you to him?
His look, it just drew me to him, and I was attracted by it.
You like switch hitters? You bet from both sides of the
No,
court?
I don't like switch hitters.
No? Come on back. We're going to find out more about our two studs.
Sleepcore will return after these messages.
I wanna know what love is.
about to hear the greatest soft rock collection ever.
I want you to show me.
So many #1 hits. So many great artists. It's hard to believe they're all in one incredible collection. Love Songs. 4 beautiful albums. 40 of the hits you love. Love Songs.
Lean on me.
40 of the greatest soft rock hits ever recorded.
Take a look at me now.
But Love Songs is not sold in any store. Stay tuned to order now.
Don't you know, don't you know, you
To order, call toll-free 1-800-423-0800 to save all COD charges and pay only $19.98 plus $3 shipping for records or cassettes, or $24.98 for compact discs. Use your credit card or send check or money order to Love Songs, P.O. Box 4823, Syracuse, New York. Remember, send check or money order or use your credit card to save COD charges.
Milk-Bone dog biscuits, dog treats, and flavor snacks. Happy Valentine's Day.
See what I got my mother for Valentine's Day? What is it? It's a love bug. Ding, ding, ding. It's cute. Yeah, and when you open it up, it's filled with dozens of Tootsie Roll midgies. That's great. Mothers like Tootsie Rolls. And when she's finished all her Tootsie Rolls, she can use it as a wall decoration. Or collect them and make a mobile. Hey, there's only one Tootsie Roll left for your mother. Don't worry. I think she's giving me a love bug for Valentine's Day, too.
12 different love bugs filled with Tootsie Rolls. Now at stores everywhere.
We're back! Chris, our stud from Minneapolis has 2 hearts. Dennis, the stud from Atlanta, has no hearts, guys. We're moving on. All right, first question. Chris, do you try and wine or dine a woman when you're on a date with her?
I'll wine them and I'll dine them. But I don't want to spoil them. I mean, I'm thinking more of the sensitive man thing. Just hold me. Just walk with me.
Can they buy that stuff, Chris? All right.
Surely enough, but I'll work it.
All right, well, let's see what these dates held for these ladies. We asked them if they what they remembered most about their time with you, Chris. One of the ladies said, "This guy dances just like the San Diego Chicken." Second lady said, "His gun was so big I was sore for a week." And the third lady said, "I love a man who serves up a slab of hard, chewy beef."
This guy dances just like the San Diego Chicken. Vicky.
There you go. Way to go, Vicky. What'd you guys do on your date?
We went to a nightclub.
You picked it or he picked it?
I did. I took over.
That's good. And so you're dancing. What? Describe how he dances.
He just dances with high energy. Well, he sweated a lot.
She a good dancer? Vicky a good dancer, Dennis?
She is quite a good dancer. I am an incredible dancer.
All right, his gut was so big I was sore for a week, or I love a man who serves up a slab of hard, chewy beef. We're playing for the hot dog hard, kind of appropriate today, Chris.
His gun was so big I was sore for a week. That would have to be Gina.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, there you go! What'd you guys do on your date, Gina?
Well, we went trap shooting.
Trap shooting? Yeah. The whole Von Trapp family is dead? Oh, my God!
It was a lot of fun, but his gun was a little bit too big for me to
Really?
handle. It gave me a boo-boo.
Where?
My shoulder.
Okay, all right, well, that's certainly pretty interesting there. All right, Dennis, you try and dress up extra special when you go out on a date?
Not really. I'm more of a casual dresser. The way I dress is the way I dress. And no extra special for going out.
Okay, all right, we asked ladies what they thought of your clothes, Dennis. And here's what they told us. The first lady said, "He showed so much cleavage, I thought he was wearing a push-up bra." Second lady said he looked like a cross between Pat Boone and the Fonz. And the third lady said, his jeans rode up so high, I thought he was flossing his butt.
He looked like a cross between Pat Boone and the Fonz. Was Gina?
What'd you say, Gina?
I said he was showing someone's cleavage. He looked like he was wearing
What was
a
he
push-up bra.
wearing?
Well, he came out and he was wearing a white shirt. It was open, and you could just tell his chest was. He likes to work out, and he was showing it off.
Uh-huh. You like his chest?
He had a great chest.
Uh-huh. What'd you guys do on your date?
We went to dinner by the beach, had a nice dinner, and got along great.
Okay. Who actually thought he was Pat Boone and the Fonz rolled into one? Who was
I
that?
did.
Tiffany! Why?
Because he was wearing a really cool leather jacket, you know, and the peg jeans, and the Pat Boone white loafers.
Ah. You ever been compared to Pat Boone before?
Never.
Good. All right. Chris, what's the best way to make a first move on a date? Is it more unspoken stuff? How do you, I mean...
I would say more unspoken. I mean, you kind of resort to a strong primal drive. You know, and when that sets in, I mean, you're helpless. You have to be close.
All right. We asked the ladies if there was any romance on your dates, Chris, and here's what they told us. One lady said, "He tongued my flesh until I squealed with delight." Second lady said, "I've had better hugs from my auto mechanic." And the third lady said, "He slammed his body into me so hard I thought my head was going to blow up."
He slammed his body into me so hard I thought my head was going to blow up. That would be, Vicky.
Is that a yes? There you go. So you go to dinner, you're done with dinner, then what'd you do?
We went back to my house.
Uh-huh. What'd you do once you got back there, Vic?
We talked, and we kissed, and we talked.
What were you talking about, you remember?
I don't have a clue by that point.
There was some making out involved.
Was there now?
Yeah, yeah, but...
Some schmecking?
Exercise a little bit. You mean schmecking?
No.
I don't know what schmecking. Yeah, I mean,
schmecking is, you know...
This is major kissing, you know, shoulders and above.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
How'd the date end up, Vicky?
We said goodbye.
And that was it? He went home?
And he went home.
But what time was that?
It was still dark. It was still dark.
Yeah, what time was that?
You know.
All right, he tugged my flesh until I squealed with delight, or I've had better hugs from my auto mechanic.
I would say I've had better hugs from my auto mechanic would be Tiffany.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow. Really? You ever dated your auto mechanic, or?
No.
Okay, so you go to dinner. What happened after that?
No, we didn't actually ever make it to dinner.
What happened?
I got to his hotel, and I went up to the room, and he invited me in and asked me if I wanted to drink. So we called Bernadette downstairs and got the
right.
got the key to the honor bar, little refrigerator, and
which is
we're
a
like
misnomer, the honor bar. Yeah.
And we were like little kids in a candy store. We just mixed drinks and ate cheese and crackers.
So you just stayed in the hotel room all night long?
Well, we did for, as she said, we did for a while. I mean, we were like, you know, Buffy and Jody, and Mr. French was gone. I mean, we just...
So how'd the date end up, Chris?
I went ahead and offered a nightcap, thought that was social, and got snubbed on that. And then she left, and she was making a break for it, and kicking and screaming, I got her back for a goodnight kiss. Really?
No schmecking?
I wasn't. No.
No romance?
No romance, but I had a very good time.
Okay, that's good. A friendly thing. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, Dennis, how can you tell when a woman will be receptive to your romantic moves? How do you know that?
I can usually tell by their eyes. Once you can look into somebody's eyes, I can pretty much see what they're looking.
So you
and how
give them a
they're feeling.
look.
Exactly.
Look, go into 4 there and give us the look.
You're watching Sleepcore. Sleep tight.
is Linda there? Oh. Is this Miss Taylor? Well, I'm Eddie Williams. Say, do you know where I can reach her? I've called 3 times and she hasn't been home. Central 6 0842. I've got it. Thanks a lot, Miss Taylor. Bye-bye.
So, Kathy, I told Mom, if he isn't going to tell her who he is, I'm certainly not going to wait for whoever he is to call again. Hello? Hello?
Oh, hi, Linda. This is Eddie Williams. Boy, are you hard to get a hold of. Called you 3 times last week.
I didn't know you were calling. You never left your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to know if you'd like to go out to dinner with me Saturday.
Saturday? This Saturday?
Well, yeah, that is if you're not busy. We could make it some other time.
Oh, no, I'm not busy. I'd love to go.
Swell. Pick you up about 7 then?
I'll be ready.
Fine. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yes, sir.
But I've never been out on a dinner date before. I'm just scared to death. Why? You know, check rooms and waitresses and ordering, and it's so complicated. I just know I'll do everything wrong, and Eddie will never ask me to go in.
Silly. There's nothing to going out for dinner.
Not for you. If I had an aunt who owned a... I'd know how to act, too.
Linda, the restaurant's closed on Mondays. I'll ask Aunt Kate over tonight, and we'll ask her about all these things that are bothering you. Besides, the folks are going out, so this'll be sort of fun. But come on over after dinner.
I'll get it.
There's Linda now. She's really upset about it, Aunt Kate. That's why I asked her to bring menus.
Jerry!
Well, hi, Linda.
Well, for heaven's sake. You staying home for a change?
Well, I'm always home, you know that. And I know why you're here. Big date coming up, huh?
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, Aunt Kate and Kathy are in the dining room, Linda.
Aunt Kate, you remember my friend Linda Taylor?
Why, yes. How do you do, Linda? I'm happy to see you.
Thank you, Mrs. Jefferson. It's nice to see you again.
I understand you have a big date Saturday.
Yes, I do.
And Kathy tells me you're a little upset.
Well...
Oh, Linda, there's really no need to be upset over how you should act. May I ask you something?
Sure, Mrs. Jefferson.
Were you self-conscious when Jerry helped you with your coat?
Golly, no. He always does, when he's here.
And because you're comfortable with him, you're not self-conscious. Isn't that right?
Well, it threw me the first time he did it. Really, Jerry. Go on, Mrs. Jefferson.
Well, there's the secret right there, Linda. The more often you do something, the easier it is. Now, what we're going to do is practice right here with you, Kathy, and Jerry. First, we'll set the table. I'll need your help, Kathy. You get the placemats. And Jerry, you get the menus. They're in the living room. Let's practice from the beginning now. This will be the hat check stand. You take over there, Kathy. And Linda, you and Jerry put your coats on and enter from the kitchen. The gentleman holds the door for the girl and lets her precede him into the restaurant. They both go to the hat check stand where it is proper, if the girl desires, for her to check her coat. Or she can keep her coat and drape it over her chair back after she is seated. You wait at the entrance of the dining room for the hostess to guide you to your table. The hostess goes first, then the girl, and the man follows. Usually the hostess will indicate the chair that provides the most desirable view for the girl. Sit down slowly to give your escort a chance to slip your chair up to the table. If you're still too far away from the table, rise slightly so he can push the chair closer. Don't just plop in the chair and expect him to lift you and the chair to the table. He may not be a weightlifter. A restaurant will provide more silver than you usually find on your dinner table at home, and is placed so you more or less work from the outside in toward your plate as the courses are served. There is usually a soup spoon, a coffee spoon, and a dessert spoon. Then a butter knife and knife to cut your meat. Now on the other side you have your salad fork and your regular fork. Naturally, you will carry a small purse that rests easily in your lap because you never put your purse on the table. You immediately unfold your table napkin, not all the way, just halfway, so the fold is toward you. Then look at the menu. You will have ample time to study the menu, and you may ask about any dish that has a name you... Menus are nothing to be confused about once you become familiar with them. Notice that there are 2 price lists, one for a la carte and one for table d'hôte, which is the complete dinner. The left side items, which means you receive only the entree portion of the table d'hôte. The entree is the main course, and a la carte includes only the main course, potatoes, salad, bread and butter, and sometimes a vegetable. If you order a la carte, the appetizer, coffee, and dessert cost extra. The right side of the menu is for the table d'hôte. This costs more. You will usually find several appetizers listed to choose from. Some of them you drink. Others will be served with their own spoons or cocktail forks with which to eat them. If there is no price beside it, that means the appetizer is included with the price of the dinner, and you choose only one. If you choose one that has a price beside it, the cost of it will be added even to a complete dinner. After the appetizer, the waitress will bring soup. Soup du jour, translated literally, means soup of the day. And it's perfectly all right to ask, what is the soup du jour? You might not want to order soup if it's a kind you don't care for. After choosing your entree or meat course, you will have a choice of salad dressings. So make up your mind whether you want French, oil and vinegar, garlic, or Roquefort. Avoid using a knife to cut your salad. It's preferable to use a fork. You also have a choice of vegetables. And you will be asked how you want your potatoes. Usually baked, whipped, French fried, or cottage fried. You cut 1 bite-sized portion of meat and finish eating it before cutting more. If there is gravy left and you would like to eat it, you may do so by putting a small piece of bread down on the gravy and then eating it with your fork, as if it were any other helping on your plate. Most people prefer to wait and have coffee with their dessert. When you've stirred the sugar and cream into your coffee, be sure to put the spoon on the saucer. It's bad manners to leave your spoon in the cup. The same rule applies after you have finished your dessert, if it is the kind served in a sherbet dish, which has its own serving plate, like ice cream, fruit, or gelatin. Your escort will give your order to the waitress, and a well-trained waitress seldom if ever asks the girl a direct question. If she should, however, common courtesy demands that you answer her.
You wanted oil and vinegar dressing on your salad?
Yes. Our oil and vinegar has a little garlic in it. Will that be all right? Oh, well, I'll have the French dressing then.
2 with French dressing.
After the waitress takes your order, she leaves. In the meantime, you might like to have one of the rolls the waitress or busboy brought when you first sat down. Always break off a small portion of the roll. Butter and eat that before breaking off more. You never cut a roll with your knife. And if an accident occurs, it's not the end of the world. Anyone can have this happen. If you drop something, you just leave the item on the floor and let one of the restaurant employees pick it up later. In the meantime, your escort will wait until your waitress is within easy hearing distance to say,
Waitress?
Yes, sir?
We dropped a fork here. Could we have another one, please?
Of course, sir.
At no time does he raise his voice nor tap a glass with silverware to attract her attention. If he can't locate the waitress, the hostess will notice and come to help. When you've finished your meal, you may blot your lips lightly with your napkin. Avoid staining the table napkin with lipstick. Do not refold the napkin. Simply place it unfolded beside your plate. Although a minimum of makeup repair is permitted at the table, your date probably would prefer to confine all face fixing to the powder room, in which case you say,
"Will you excuse me, please?"
Sure.
Your escort will take care of the check, leaving a tip for the waitress equal to perhaps 15% of the bill. He does not tip the hat check girl until you retrieve your coats. Then he may leave 15 cents or so for each coat. That's all there is to it, Linda. Easy, isn't it? It's all in knowing how.
I'll get it. It's not so difficult, Mrs. Jefferson. I think practicing this way is a good idea. And Jerry, I enjoyed the dinner.
Well, you're sure a big eater.
Oh, The phone call's for you, Linda. Me? Thank you. Excuse me?
Okay, sis, give me back my quarters.
Hello? Eddie, how did you know I was home? Oh, well, wherever you want to go is all right with me. Oh, golly, I'd love to go. I'll be ready. Goodbye.
You're watching Sleepcore, media for insomnia.
From Hollywood, the dating capital of the world, in color, it's The Dating Game. And here's the star of our show, your host, Jim Lyons.
Thank you. Oh, boy. Welcome to Romance on the Air. And in our How Time Passes department, we find it has been 7 years since a mop-headed, pencil-thin foursome from England turned on teenagers all over the world with such songs as Yeah, 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 and I Want to Hold Your Hand. 7 years. Yay! Well, since then, modern music has taken many a twist and turn. And today has become really an art beat as well as a heartbeat. Now, our first young lady is a member of a large Italian family who have also made many a contribution to the modern musical scene. And we know we have 3 groovy guys who are also turned on to the tunes of our time. We'll have that sentimental serenade, Game 1, when we return right after this.
If you keep your face clean, if you get rid of the dirt, kill off the germs, and dry up the oil, you stand a good chance of controlling acne pimples. Soap and water alone, even this much soap and water, can't get your face as clean as Stridex medicated pads. The proof is on the pad.
Each one of these capsules contains a different girl. Maybe you want red hair. Tomorrow, shiny brown. It's easy with Noreen Color Hair Rinse. 10 shades that don't have peroxide. Color shampoos out. So you can be yourself, whoever you are today.
Ready to discuss anything from modern music to l'amour with our first young lady. We have 3 eligible cavaliers. And here they are. Gentlemen, welcome to the dating game. Bachelor number 1 is planning a career in corporate law. He's a big man on the campus, involved in problems of school government. He enjoys flying and sailboat racing, and his name is Daryl DeFabry. Daryl? In the boat maintenance business, Bachelor number 2 is actively interested and engaged in the promotion of jug band music. In fact, he writes comedy material for a jug band. He's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We'd like to welcome William Morris. Bill? And Bachelor number 3 is an intern pharmacist and a teaching assistant. He played varsity tennis when he was in high school. Here is George Horsberg. George. And that completes our panel of eligible bachelors standing by, ready to roll into game one. Now, to prevent our young lady from hearing anything we've said about the gentleman, we've kept her isolated up till now, off stage in a soundproof room. Let's bring her on stage at this moment. Although she comes from a musical family, her uncle was Spike Jones, her cousin is Buddy Greco, and her aunt Helen Greco, she may settle for a career as an airline hostess. From Glendale, California, we're delighted to welcome Carol Greco. Hi, Carol. How are you? Ready to go? Okay. Now, basically, it's very simple what's happening, and I think you probably understand. There are three gentlemen over there. You ask them questions. From their answers, you decide which one you think you'd get along with best, okay? All right, let's start with the hello and see how they sound. Bachelor number one, would you say howdy to Carol?
Howdy, Carol.
Thank you.
Hi, Carol.
And bachelor number three?
Good afternoon, Carol.
Okay, they sound ready to go. You all set?
I'm all set.
Okay, have a seat right here, Carol. Make yourself comfortable. And gentlemen, do your best to impress, and good luck.
Okay, bachelor number one. Which do you enjoy more, chasing girls or catching them?
Oh, chasing girls is by far the most interesting. Part of the chase is running after them and impressing them with flowers and gifts and kind words and seeing them on the dating game and all kinds of great things. And catching them sort of just that's the end of a great thing like chasing.
Okay, bachelor number two, same question.
To tell you the truth, I enjoy being chased more than I enjoy chasing, but if it comes to that, it's great fun.
If I played very hard to get, how long would you chase me?
I chase you just as long as it's necessary to get you.
What would you do once you caught me?
I'd take you to the stars.
Oh, that sounds nice. Okay, bachelor number three. If someone gave you a little bit of whatever, what would you do with it?
Well, I'd probably have it hug me at night and kiss me at night and go to bed.
Bachelor number one, what would you do with your little bit of whatever?
Oh, I'd just put it up on the shelf there and let it look at me, and I'd look at it, and I'd say nice things to it in the morning, and I'd bring it things, and gee, I'd be just as kind as I can be to it, just like I'd be to you if you took number one to go out with.
Oh, thank you. Okay, bachelors number one and three. I'm going to ask you to sing a duet, especially for me. Now, while you're deciding about the song, I'm going to ask bachelor number two a question. Do you understand? Number one?
Number one, you and three have to sing a song. You have to decide on a duet, and she has a question for number two in the meantime. Okay, number two is ready.
Okay, number two. Ahead of us lies the magic yellow brick road. Where is it going to lead us to?
Where is the yellow brick road going to lead us to?
Right.
Ah, the yellow brick road is going to lead us far away to fun and games and adventure. But I'm not going to tell you until I...
One and three are having a serious discussion here.
Oh, yeah, we're
right
ready.
across two's lap.
We're ready.
You ready to go? You ready for the song, Carol?
Okay,
to you.
one and three. On the count of three, start. 1, 2, 3.
I wish I had a sweetheart. I see her every day. I wish I had a sweetheart. Just a while to find away.
That's all right, they're desperate.
Shooby-doo-wah.
Oh, thank you. That was very good. Okay, bachelor number one. If you took me on a ski weekend, how much time would we spend on the slopes?
Oh, I do like skiing, and we probably spend the day on the slopes, but in the evening, a little wine, a little cheese, sitting around the old fire and telling snow stories and all kinds of good stuff.
Okay, bachelor number two, do you like to ski a lot?
Oh, I love to ski and do fun things like that, but not too much wine or that kind of impairs your skiing, you know.
Okay, bachelor number three. If you left a talking parrot on my doorstep for my birthday, what would the parrot say when I open up the door?
Would probably say, "You're as pretty as a picture. You're as sweet as you can be, and I love you most sincerely. You're all the world to me."
Oh, Okay, bachelor number one, what would your parrot say?
I'd say, my parrot would say, "You are the prettiest thing. Only Greco could be so pretty and paint such a wonderful picture."
Thank you. All right. Bachelor number two. If there were 25 hours in the day, how would you and I make that extra hour most exciting?
Well, we'd get together for the first hour of the day, and we'd kind of evolve through the other 24, and when we came to the 25th, we'd just let the magic happen.
And what would that magic be?
Well, I'll leave that up to your imagination, because...
Okay, that's the signal, Carol, and now you have a minute to decide which of those gentlemen you're going to choose, okay? While Carol's deciding who will be her swinging date, we'll take time out for this message.
Spray waxes are okay for waxing, but for everyday dusting, clean with N-Dust. It picks up where spray waxes leave off and goes everywhere. There's no wax in N-Dust, so it can clean up dust anywhere it settles, including the floor. Clean up the dust with N-Dust.
You have a headache. You've taken aspirin. How long do you wait for it to go to work? You should have taken Bufferin. Bufferin can cut the waiting time in half. Half the time. That's Bufferin time. Because in the first critical minutes, Bufferin acts twice as fast as simple aspirin to speed more of its active pain reliever to your headache. Bufferin goes to work in half the time. Half the time. That's Bufferin time.
Welcome back to the dating game. And Carol, this is the moment of truth now. You've had a little interrogation. You've got some information, kind of an insight into the personalities of the guys over there. Now, which one do you think fits you the best? Was it bachelor number 1, bachelor number 2, or bachelor number 3? Which is the lucky guy?
Bachelor number 1.
Number 1! All right. Congratulations, number 1. Is there anything particularly that he said, or was...
Well, he likes skiing. And
he likes skiing. You enjoy skiing, too?
Yes, I do.
All right, great. Well, you're going to have a good time together. Now, before you meet him, I want you to meet the other two fine fellas. Bachelor number 2 is in the boat maintenance business. He's interested in jug band music. As a matter of fact, he writes material for a jug band, Bill Morris. William, come on and say hello, if you would, to Carol. Right there is fine. You also didn't select bachelor number 3, Carol. This gentleman is an intern pharmacist, and he's a teaching assistant at the moment. His games are tennis and golf, and his name is George Horsberg. George, come on and say hello. George, you stand right in there next to Carol, and I tell you, gentlemen, thank you so much for a delightful game and joining us on the dating game today. And for each of you, we have a wardrobe of distinctive Hathaway shirts, fashioned in 100% cotton, the fiber you can trust for long-lasting beauty and dependability. And again, many thanks for joining us today. Thank you, George. You betcha. Good luck. Thank you. All right, Carol, there is a gentleman over there that you selected. Kind of nervous, aren't you? Yeah, you never know what's going to come around the corner. Now, I'll tell you something about your date. He is going into corporate law as a business. He's big man on campus at school. He's in many college activities he enjoys besides skiing, flying, and sailboat racing. Your date, Darryl DeFabry. Darryl, come on and say hello. Congratulations, Darryl. Carol, Darryl and...
Fiction. Today, you'll meet John. He always recites poetry to his dates. Yesterday, the audience voted on which of these 3 women would be best for him. Today, you'll hear who John chose as his date. And you'll meet Jan. The audience chose a date for her, and it didn't work out. Today, we'll hear about her date with the man she chose. Now, here's our host, Chuck Woolery.
Thank you, Gene Wood. Oh, thanks, everybody. Thank you. Great, shucks. Thank you. Thank you very much. Get started by meeting our first guest. He's originally from Cecilia, Kentucky. He's been divorced for 13 years, but he says that he's ready to remarry. Says that he came to Love Connection because he didn't like the women he's been meeting. Please welcome John Duvall. Hi, John. Welcome back. Have a seat. John, what's wrong with the women you've been meeting?
Well, I'm still, meeting some women at bars and places like that.
Yeah.
And they seem to be a lot different than they did back in the, the early 80s and the late 70s. They're more cold and callous and in fact, it seems like they're more ugly.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Well, It's really hard to say. Maybe I could be getting older, too, and maybe the women I was dating before that were younger are getting older, too, and we're all getting older.
What sort of poetry do you recite on your dates?
Well,
Do you write this poetry? Or do you...
This poetry is my own, and I write it. And normally on a date, if I recite the poetry, I'll recite a poem about myself. Just let the girl know what I'm like. And it's like a self-portrait poem. Then if, like say, if I like the girl, then I'll recite her a poem that I wrote to one of my last loves, which was quite a long time ago.
To one of your last loves?
Mm-hmm. I don't mention her name or anything like that, of course.
You don't say, to Helen.
No, I'll leave it out. I do have one poem that I have a blank in there. I could put a girl's names in there. But I don't do that.
Let's bring everybody up to date on what happened yesterday. Now, we showed the audience John's 3 choices. They voted on which one they thought would be best for him, and we're going to take a look and catch you up to date. First, there's Tony. She enjoys dancing and woodworking. And that's Tony. Then Lynn, she says that she'd like to get married so she can stop having blind dates and start having babies. Ellen says that she wants a man who's as attractive and smart as she is. Now, the audience vote was recorded yesterday. We're going to get to that a little bit later on, but right now, John's going to remind us who he chose. Who'd you pick?
Chuck, I chose Ellen.
Chose Ellen. Good. Let's meet her right now. Let's say hello to Ellen Gulsky. Gillespie, I'm sorry. Ellen Gillespie. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Ellen. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Just make yourself at home back there, okay? And you can tell me about the date.
I went over to pick Ellen up, and she invited me in. And I go, you know, into the house right there, and she looked very nice. Beautiful blue eyes. Yeah. Well, which she corrected me to turquoise eyes. Very, very nice body, and I mean,
very nice body.
It was let's put it, everything were in the right places, I think. Absolutely.
That's good, Josh.
Both the eyes. Yeah. And I get in, so we've got give her a chance to put the roses in water, and she had to water some of other plants, so I kind of went on a little tour of her house. And we get into this one room, and she opens up the door, and I'm noticing some of the art that she does. She's a fantastic artist.
Is she?
Nice paintings. This one painting, though, was, we're talking life-size male nude. And I'm thinking, now, I mean, you know, am I here in the nude somewhere else right now? You know, I don't know. And in fact, she said...
maybe you'd be thinking, will she want to paint you?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I could meet up with this nude. She's a very good artist. And, I mean, we're talking detail in some areas, if you know what I mean. Must have spent at least 6 or 7 hours posing this one drawing.
A lot of hair under the arm.
Exactly, exactly.
Who was the model for this particular painting, Ellen?
Well, I went to an art school in Brentwood, and it was just one of the models that they have at the art school. But I guess I exaggerated some things in certain spots.
Then I'm really getting to like her a lot now. And I'm thinking, you know, it's about time for the you-know-what, the poetry.
Oh. Not exactly the first thing that, not the first thing that bounced into my mind. John, I have to admit.
I'm sensitive, remember that.
No, I realize, with all due respect. Yes, so.
Okay, so I recite a couple of poems, one about myself, and then that one special poem that I referred to earlier.
That has the blank in the middle of it?
No, not that one.
What did you think of his poetry?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was warm and sensitive, and he's an excellent poet.
Boy, painter and a poet here. I can't believe it. Okay, so what happened next?
Okay, well, we leave there, and we caught something to eat, and then we went back to her place, and she invited me in, and I had to get my, I left a jacket right there, and it happened to be in her bedroom, so obviously I had to go get my jacket, and got my jacket, and we got back to the door, and so far all we've really done is maybe hold hands, because we don't want to rush these good dates. And so I said, well, I'll give her a little peck on the lips, you know, and a little peck on the lips got a little bit more, and this jacket's really getting heavy in my arm, so it kind of falls to the floor. And just so happens there's a chair there, because you get tired if you stand up very long. So we kind of sit on the chair, and we're still kissing. And we thought, well, this has been such a nice time, maybe it's time to cool it. And that's basically when the date ended. It was, we both agreed.
That's nice. I like it. How would you sum up this date, Ellen?
Well, when I came to Love Connection, I was looking for a handsome, intelligent man that was ambitious, and I found one.
You want to take a look and see the audience took for you?
Yeah.
Let's see how good they were. Audience picked Tony, 51%. It's all right, Ellen, you came in second. But if you want to take the audience's advice and take Tony out, you know, that's the one we'll pay for because that's who they suggested. If not, you're on your own. You can do what you want.
I hope it's quite obvious by now that I would very much like to go out with Ellen
Actually,
again.
it is rather obvious. I just haven't do that.
Oh, yes.
Come on in, John. Thanks for coming on the show, sharing your date with us.
Thank you.
And we're going to come right back with another couple. Hang on.